Hey there, hope you're good. Hope you're staying healthy and sane. I'm Agnes from agnesT.com, and today I want to do just a quick video talking about time management and why you are always feeling like you're running out of time, like there's never enough time to get it all done, and the to-do list just roll over from one day to the next, and you always just kind of feel like you're not being productive enough to where you would like to be. And especially now, I think a lot of people are feeling that way because a lot of people are home and they have all the time in the world and they still feel like they're running out of time, or at least that's how I'm feeling, or how I feel sometimes. But if you struggle with this, or if you've ever felt this way, I'm gonna go through and tell you why you feel this way. And I've got about 6 tips on what you can do to break free and finally feel better about the whole time management thing. So, first of all, I did this little experiment about, 3-4 months ago, where I was just feeling like everything that I just described, I don't have enough time. Why does my day get away from me? Why do I not get the things done that I want to get done? I work from home. My kids are older. They're in school. If my husband's home with me, he helps me around the house. Like, I have no excuse to be feeling like I don't have enough time. A long time ago, a few years ago, I felt like I had every excuse in the world because I had babies in the house. My husband was working full time. Before that, I was working full time. And I always thought that as soon as those things go away, I'm going to finally get it all done. And then those things went away and I still wasn't feeling like I was getting it all done. So I just sat down and I was like, just thinking about it and like contemplating on it. And I was just like, what is the deal? So what I did is I took out a piece of paper and I wrote out, in an ideal day, let's just say if I felt perfectly happy and satisfied with myself for doing all of the things that I would love to have done in an ideal day, what would those things be? And I wrote them all out, and then to the side of each item, I wrote how long it takes to get that done. Okay, so I wrote down, and this is just like non-essential stuff, non-essentials. Okay, this isn't like cooking dinner for my family. This isn't doing anything with my kids. All the things, right? This is just non-essential stuff for me to feel whole, to feel complete, to feel satisfied with my day. And so these are the things that I wrote out. I said I would love to meditate every single day. That's important to me. That's 20 minutes. Journaling every single day, 20 minutes, very important to me. Working out, I'd love to do a workout every single day, 60 minutes. With a workout comes a shower, so I have to shower. I'm at least going to take 30 minutes to shower. I need to do my hair, which takes me another 30 minutes to dry and curl my hair. Wash my face, and I put wash my face on here because I'd like to not just wash my face, but to actually do the whole thing, like the cleanser, the toner, the moisturizer, and the serum, and the whole thing, like the little facial, the little massage, and everything. I'd love to do that every single day, so I put that on there. Wash my face, 10 minutes. Brush my teeth, 5 minutes. Probably 3, but let's just say I put 5. Clean the house, that's an hour. Make food. Oh, I did put make food on there, so I did put one essential on there. I only allocated 60 minutes for making food, which probably that takes more, because between breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I'm probably spending a lot more than 60 minutes making food, but whatever. I put 60 minutes. Do my full makeup, give myself 30 minutes for that. Make the bed, 10 minutes. Drink my water, so drinking like my full gallon of water every single day. I gave myself 20 minutes for that because I don't know if you've ever tried this, but if you've ever tried to actually drink enough water, it takes a lot of your time to make sure you're filling up, not only filling up your glass and drinking, but then you're going to the bathroom more. So I put in 20 minutes for that. Take my supplements every single day, 5 minutes. Read, right? 20 minutes. I'd love to read every single day. And then post to social media and work on my blog. I gave myself an hour for that. So between all those things, and there's still a lot of stuff on here that's not included that has to do with like relationship stuff, talking on the phone, reaching out to friends, having meetings or client calls or doing something with my kids, my husband, whatever, you name it. None of that is listed there. But this list came out to 7.5 hours. So my ideal day or my ideal self that's in my head that I'd love to do every day, and when I don't do those things every day, I kind of beat up on myself a little bit, is 7.5 hours. And so doing this exercise made me see that it's not realistic. The way that I idealize my day is not realistic to real life. And that's why I'm always feeling behind. That's why I'm always feeling like I'm not getting it all done, because it's impossible to spend 7.5 hours doing this and do every other aspect of my life, right? So I have some tips for you to sort of help you to do this for yourself and finally stop beating yourself up over the whole time thing, and just to feel better and get the most out of your day. So first of all, if you want to go ahead and make a list like this, I thought it was useful. So, maybe make a list of like the ideal things for you, and next to it put a time, how much time that would take you, and then add it all up and see if it's realistic for your life. Then from there, you could pick 3 to 4 that are really, really important to you. So just take 3 to 4 that you'll work really hard on getting done every single day, but not necessarily, the 3 to 4 don't necessarily have to be the same every day. You know what I mean? Like, you can have 3 to 4 one day that you're gonna do, and then the next day the 3 to 4 could be something completely different. But if you're just picking from that list so that you can feel satisfied with what you've done, so that you could just give yourself a break. I think so many times we get into our own heads and we beat ourselves up so much on just not being good enough, not doing enough, not being productive enough. And just that chatter is really bad for you. It's really negative for your levels of stress and for your life. So if you could stop that chatter, that's like the really good place to start. And so if it helps you just to pick up 2 to 3 things off that list, and as long as you did 2 or 3 things on that list today, you're satisfied, and you can say good job, and you can give yourself a little star in your planner, for example. Like, I took out my planner, and at the top of my planner, I wrote out the most important things that are to me. So it's working out, meditating, posting to my groups and to my blog and to all that, learning something new. So those 4 things are like my top priority every single day. Those are the things that I really wouldn't want to sacrifice. If I had to sacrifice everything else, those are the 4 things that I wouldn't want to sacrifice right now. But I also know that not every day I'm going to do all 4 of those. So I started writing down in my calendar, like, every day that I did the workout, I'd put a little W. Every day that I did a meditation, I'd put the little M, and so on. And as long as I had 1 letter each day, I considered that a win. And when I allowed myself to have those wins, I started to feel better, and I started to do more. And pretty soon, I didn't have to write it down anymore, because it just became normal. It just became a part of my routine and a part of who I am. So anyway, write out your list, and then pick out the ones that are the most important to you, and allow yourself to have a win if you at least do 1 of the 4 every single day until you get better at it. Okay. The next thing is, and this can be very helpful for you as well, is you can start to determine which parts of your day you're better than others. For example, some people are a morning person. Some people are a night owl. You might know which one you are already, okay? But you might not realize that there are chunks of your day where you're performing better than at other parts of the day. So in order to determine like which hours of my day am I feeling my best so that I could do the most and be the most productive during those times, one of the things that you can do is set a timer on your phone to go off every hour for a week. timer beeps every hour on the hour for 1 week. And when that timer goes off, take out a notebook and write down how you're feeling. Write down if you're feeling tired, you're feeling great, you're feeling happy, you're feeling productive, you're feeling blah, you're feeling angry, you're feeling whatever you're feeling. Write it down every hour on the hour for 1 week. And then after the week is over, look and see if you have any patterns. Because if you notice that you have a pattern where like at 10 o'clock you're usually feeling your best and at 3 o'clock you're usually feeling at your worst, then you want to make sure that your 10 o'clock hour is the hour where you're doing the things that are the most important to you, or the things that are critical to your finances, for example, or your business, or things like that. The thing that's the highest of priority to you, do when you're feeling your best. Because the last thing that you should be trying to do is work harder when you're feeling bad, when you're feeling low, when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling tired. Sometimes we try to overcompensate and we try to work harder because we're feeling crappy. So it's like, okay, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm feeling crappy, I'm just like not feeling it. I'm starting to feel really bad about myself. I'm starting to beat myself up a little bit because I'm not doing all the things on my to-do list that I thought I was going to do, or that I promised myself that I would do. And in that moment that I'm feeling bad, a lot of times we'll get up and be like, all right, I better do something. And you try to get up and do something, and then you're like looking at maybe at your business or your work or your whatever, or those, all those things you've put off, and you're looking at it and you're like, what do I do? What do I do with this? How do I work this? And what you're doing essentially is you're completely working uphill. You're working completely against yourself. Instead of working in those hours when you're not feeling good, just allow yourself permission to not feel good. Allow yourself permission to rest. Be okay with taking a nap. Be okay with resting when you need to rest. What you really want to focus on is tackling your to-do list, getting the things done when you're feeling awesome. That way you're going down the hill. You're going with the energy is in your favor. Everything is lined up in your favor and working with you. The universe is working with you in those moments. That's when you want to do your work. So just notice at first which parts of your day are the low days, which parts of your day are the high days, and then work with that. Stop working against yourself. The next tip I have for you is tidy up your space and your look. Now, I'm not saying that there are any rules, because there aren't. I no longer believe that there are rules. I no longer believe that you have to wake up in the morning in order to be successful and like be this early riser, because if you're not an early riser and you don't tackle the day in the morning, then you won't be successful. Because I believed that for a long time, and because I'm not a naturally early riser, that really beat me up for a really long time, and it didn't serve me at all. And it wasn't until I decided that those are just, that may have worked for somebody. That may be very true for some people, that rising in the morning is when they get things done, because that's their natural cycle of their day. But for me, that's not my natural cycle. So I stopped working against that, and I stopped believing that there are rules, because there are none. You make the rules. You don't have to rise early. You don't have to do all these things that like other successful people are saying that they do, that's the only way to get successful. None of that is true. It's only true for them. And what's true for you might be completely different. But I do believe that when you tidy yourself up just a little bit, and you don't have to do like full hair, full face, full makeup, full on jewelry and all this, but just tidy yourself to the level where you wouldn't be completely terrified if somebody knocked on your door unexpectedly, okay? So when you tidy yourself up just a little bit, just enough, I do believe that you feel better, and when you feel better, you act better, you do better, you'll be more productive, you'll be more creative. And that's just for me. That might not be true for you. Test it out. If it's not true for you, don't use it. But for me, I found that when I tidy my look and when I tidy my space, that is when I just do better. So it doesn't mean I'm like deep cleaning my house all the time. But when I come into my workspace, for example, to work, I do like to just kind of clear the clutter and have that space look nice, because that's when I feel better and I do better. Same goes like with my kids. When I go into my kids' bedrooms to like play with them or to read with them, I'll just tidy up their room just a little bit, put away some of the clutter, and I just feel like we have a better time when we're in a decluttered space. And I also have noticed that my kids do better when the space around them is decluttered. So even like something as goofy as like cleaning out their toy room or the garage. Like I've found that when I tidy up their toy room or the garage where they have all their bikes and their outdoor play stuff, that they actually will go in there more and find their toys and their games more often and play with something than they will when it's all just a big giant mess. So I am conscious of that, and I am aware of just tidying up the space and tidying up my look. That has worked very, very much for me. And then the last tip that I will give you is mind your scroll time. The mindless scrolling of social media, I think right now in our current time, is like the number one thief of your time and of your day. And you can actually go into the settings of your phone and see how many hours a day you're spending on social media and on all your apps. This will go for like games as well, if you're playing like games on your phone. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Again, there are no rules. There are no rules. You could still be very successful and very happy and very fulfilled and play some mindless game on your phone. I'm not saying that all successful people never play a game or never waste any time on social media. That is not true at all. And it's okay to give yourself time to have that mindless scroll or to play the mindless game or whatever. It's completely fine. You don't need to feel guilty about that time. But I'm just saying, be mindful of it and make sure that it's not completely stealing all the minutes of your day and all the hours of your day, because it's very, very easy to get sucked in, and all of a sudden you look up from your phone and it's like an hour and a half later. So if it helps you, set a timer before you jump onto social media. If you're doing like your scroll time, set a timer on your phone so that it beeps you at the 20-minute mark. And you'll be surprised how quick that 20 minutes goes by when you actually set a timer for yourself. So just another tip. If you've got some time management tips that you found useful, let me know in the comments. And I hope you have a really great day. I hope you stay healthy. I hope you stay sane through this crazy time. Use the mindfulness techniques that I talk about. Meditate at least 3 minutes a day will change your life. Journal, write down the things that you're grateful for every single day, now more than ever, because we still have so much to be grateful for, but a lot of that can be overshadowed by the things that we're irritated about or that we're angry about right now or that we feel like we can't control right now. So the more often that you put your focus on what you're actually grateful for right now, the better that you'll feel, the higher your energy will be, and you'll just be able to do more and feel better. So anyhow, I hope this helps you, and I hope you have a really great rest of your Monday. Talk to you later. Bye.